Now at 6, Joplin holds their annual citywide auction. Plus, a group of artists hosts an outdoor painting competition for the public. And Guerrilla Village shows support to one of their professors in an ALS run.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin citywide auction was held today. This is your KOAM News at 6. I'm Jalen Banks. The city of Joplin held their annual auction earlier today. Officials say this is a good way to get rid of items that are needing replacement. The city has already purchased some newer equipment, and proceeds from the auction goes back to their budget. Officials say this is a great way to talk to the citizens and often see the same faces every year. According to the city, each year they usually get 150 people who show up to the auction.
So if you don't do that spring cleaning or the fall cleaning, then you're going to start getting a lot more stuff that's in your garage. And so the city itself, because we have different warehouses around the city, then we need to go ahead and change those things out and replenish our stocks.
Typically, the items that are not sold at the auction will roll over and be sold next year. Over 20 regional artists gathered in Joplin to participate in the Ozarks Air Paint Out competition today, and the 24-hour lasting competition let artists find a place to paint as long as it was outside. Officials say painting outside is not easy as one may think, and the lights, colors, and shadows are changing, unlike when painting in the studio. They say this is a possibility for Joplin citizens to go and observe how artists work.
I think it's a good tool for teaching the community about painting. People can go and watch the painters and maybe learn a little bit about what's behind what they do. It's also good for promoting Joplin, because the painters are doing key scenes in Joplin.
Kansas City artist Larry DeGraff will be judging the participants tomorrow. Today in Guerrilla Village was their Go Forth and Conquer ALS run for Dr. Craig Fuchs of Pittsburgh State. Dr. Fuchs was diagnosed with ALS in February of this year. During his time at Pitt State, he's been a professor of music and director of the Honors College. The 5K run and mile walk will raise money for the ALS Association Mid-America chapter.
Yeah, we're really excited to show our love for Dr. Fuchs and give him another opportunity to see old friends and students, alumni of the Honors College. He's a very social person, so this is a really great event. We're expecting about 200 people. So.
To find more events such as this one, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Today, the city of Carthage is celebrating the 2nd annual Red Oak Day, and it's a tribute to Lowell Davis. Activities included hay rides, music jams, food trucks, craft vendors, blacksmiths, book authors, science demos, and many more.
My favorite part is people coming here, like the bonding, the people that been locked because of pandemic, and it's like meeting people like I haven't seen for a long time. It's their friends and their family.
To find more celebrations going on in the 4 states, you can go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. We're in the month of September now, and hopefully fall is upon us. Sam?
Yeah, it's upon us calendar-wise, but not weather-wise. In fact, we had warm day across most of the 4 states, but there is some changes in our forecast. You can see on the radar here, this really fine line here. That's the cold front that's now moving through the metro area. Most of the energy is behind the cold front, and that's where we find the rainfall occurring in some of our area, especially up towards the north and west. In fact, you can see the cold front on our tower cam right now, this band of clouds. That is the cold front approaching the city from the north and west. It got up to 89 today, which was above normal, only 7 degrees away from the record, 43 back in 1976, and of course no rain so far, and only a little over 1/4 of an inch so far for this month. And that means the drought is continuing, and of course I'll have more details on our forecast to let you know how much rain we can expect, as well as the rest of the forecast, so stay with us.
A key deadline is looming closer in the lawsuit regarding the FBI search of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. It comes even as the Justice Department filed notice that it is appealing the decision to appoint a neutral third party to review the documents taken in that search. Each filed 2 recommendations for the role and told the judge they will submit their responses to the others list by Monday. Christian Benavidez reports from Miami.
The Justice Department and former President Donald Trump's legal team have submitted potential candidates to be the so-called special master to review the documents the FBI confiscated from Trump's Florida home last month.
You need somebody with top security clearance. You need somebody with that level of expertise.
Earlier this week, a Trump-appointed federal judge approved the former president's request to have a neutral third party sift through the seized materials. But on Thursday, the Justice Department filed notice it is appealing the judge's ruling. The DOJ has also asked the judge to partially stay the ruling so that investigators can continue to review the 103 most sensitive documents seized here from Mar-a-Lago, including the ones that were marked top secret. The Justice Department argued that the investigation and the public could be irreparably harmed by the pause.
They're saying to the judge, there's a real and pressing harm here. The national security community has to be able to continue to see if there are other classified documents, what happened to these classified documents, and we need to be able to continue with our investigation.
The Trump team has until Monday morning to respond to the DOJ's request. Also Friday, another federal judge in Florida dismissed Trump's lawsuit against a group of people from the 2016 presidential election, including former Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. He claimed they conspired against his campaign. Christian Benavidez, CBS News, Palm Beach, Florida.
The judge said in the ruling that Trump's claims fail on the merits at every step of the analysis. The former president's legal team says that they will appeal immediately. King Charles III was officially proclaimed king in a ceremony this morning in London. The world is mourning the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth, on Thursday. CBS News correspondent Danya Bacchus reports from London.
King, head of the Commonwealth.
King Charles III was officially proclaimed king at an accession council at St. James Palace in London this morning.
Hip, hip!
I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty.
Gun salutes mark the occasion.
God save the king!
Yesterday, he and his wife, the Queen Consort, were warmly welcomed outside Buckingham Palace.
I speak to you today with feelings of profound sorrow.
The king addressed the nation with a picture of his mother beside him.
To my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this. Thank you.
He promised to carry on the Queen's lifelong service after her unprecedented 70-year reign. Outside Windsor Castle, thousands are laying flowers in tribute to the Queen. It's quite an emotional moment for many who say they wanted to say goodbye to the only monarch they've known.
It's just such a sad time, isn't it? And it's obviously a moment in history, and I remember myself laying flowers for Princess Diana and the Queen Mother, and I still remember that day so well.
Sarah Billings felt compelled to bring her 6-year-old daughter Molly.
I wanted Molly to remember the day and to remember coming here and laying flowers and saying goodbye.
The country is now in a prolonged state of mourning until the Queen is laid to rest. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Windsor Castle.
President Biden says he will attend Queen Elizabeth's funeral, and King Charles will hold several meetings today, including one with British Prime Minister Elizabeth Truss. And we now take time to honor one of our four-state heroes. Joe Fry, a Girard, Kansas native, served in the Army from 1942 till 1945. He earned both the Sharpshooter Medal and the Good Conduct Medal. He was also a part of the Combat Engineers Unit. To Joe Fry, we thank you, our four-state hero. And coming up, how experts believe that the COVID vaccine will be distributed annually.
Well, friends, it was another warm day across the 4 states with temperatures more like summer than fall, but there are changes afoot. In fact, they're occurring right now across our area. Let's take a look outside right now down in Seneca, Missouri. You can see at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, a pretty pleasant afternoon, some cirrus clouds in the upper levels, but notice here in the background, you see this right here, this is the cold front that is now making its way across our area. In fact, it's going to be moving rapidly across our region and dropping temperatures. But I wanted to take a look at the month of September so far. We've had only 2 days so far below normal, 1 normal day, and 7 days above normal, including today, with a high of 89 degrees. Let's take it to rain stats. Nothing today so far, but the day's not over. We are hoping to get some rain in the rain bucket later on this evening. We've only had about 3/10 so far for the month, and for the year we're 34.29, which is actually an inch above normal, but it's been so long since we've had a real good soaking rain across our area, and we're desperately needing some to get caught up. Here's the front right now on radar. You can see this thin line right here, basically splitting our region in half. Behind the front, it's turning much cooler, and also some rainfall is occurring with this. It's raining in Eureka right now. Also, a storm went through Sedan not too long ago. That is moving in our direction. Look at these temperatures. 64 in Yates Center right now, 70 in Chanute, 79 in Pittsburgh, but 10 degrees warmer in Joplin with 87, 89 in Neosho. So you can see where the front is now moving across our region. Let's take a look at the dew points. They're getting a little bit drier up to the north and west with 59 in Iola and Yates Center. Meanwhile, it's still in the 60s ahead of that frontal system. And after the rainfall, we'll start to see the dew points come up just a little bit. Your dew point tracker right now, it's not too bad. Anywhere between not bad and sticky out there, but we need that moisture. The allergies, it was pretty bad today. It was around 10.0 out of scale of 12. And tomorrow, after the rainfall and the cold front moves through, we'll drop down into the moderate category of 7.9. So if you're suffering from allergies, a little bit of relief tomorrow. Live cam, look at this. This is the front now moving across the metro area here in Joplin. We're still sitting at 87, but notice the wind has turned around to the north at the airport. The dew point is 59, giving us a humidity of 39%. Your future track forecast, the front comes through our area. Most of the rain is going to occur behind the front. Not everybody's going to get rain, but check out these temperatures. 53 in Eureka, 59 in Columbus and Joplin, 61 in Pineville by tomorrow morning. Then in the afternoon, northerly winds continuing, drier air moving in, and highs pretty much in mid-70s across the region. Then as we go into Monday morning, it's going to be downright chilly with temperatures in the lower 50s, even some 40s, upper 40s may occur in some areas in our backyard. So be ready for that. Then on Monday afternoon, a weak wind shift will try to drop in from the north, but it's not really going to affect temperatures too much. We'll still see highs in the lower 80s across our area. Then Tuesday morning, lows once again in the 50s across our region, around 55 in Columbus, double nickel up there in Mound City as well. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. Tomorrow, 75. Most of the rain will be in the morning, but by afternoon, partly cloudy skies. Then we turn warmer as we go into early next week, and let's just call it hot, with temperatures in the lower 90s. And unfortunately, when you extend it out, the hot weather just continues to get worse. As we go towards the next week, we could get close to record highs. Those are not the kind of records we want to set this time of year.
Not at all. And when you say, potentially high 40s for a low, we get excited, but then...
I know. That's like open up the windows and it's a two-dog night at that point.
Absolutely. But thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Well, our friend Danny is here, and Missouri Southern aims to get their first win of the season against Northeastern State.
The Lions and the River Hawks are on the field right now. We'll check in on that one. Plus, a pair of former Big 12 rivals meet this afternoon for the first time in 11 years. We'll have the highlights after the break.
Researchers identify another possible risk for long COVID and a new warning about breast implants. Michael George takes a look at some of this week's top health stories.
The FDA says certain cancers may develop in scar tissue in women with both textured and smooth breast implants filled with saline or silicone. Scientists say the cases are rare. Textured implants have already been linked to lymphoma. The first doses of a new COVID booster were given to Americans this week, with more coming to tens of thousands of locations nationwide. The new shots are designed to target the highly contagious Omicron variant, responsible for most COVID cases in recent months. Federal health experts believe the U.S. is moving towards an annual COVID-19 vaccine, similar to that of the flu shot. And experiencing psychological distress before COVID-19 infection can increase the risk of long COVID. That's according to Harvard researchers. They found depression, anxiety, worry, perceived stress, and loneliness were associated with a more than 30% increased risk of long COVID. Those are some of this week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Later, Danny Terzer joins us with some awesome highlights from both college football and high school volleyball.
And we're going to take a look at the radar because there is some rain on it. We'll also look at your 7-day forecast, so stay with us.
Lions are on the road this weekend for the first time this season. The Lions hit the road to Tahlequah, Oklahoma tonight to face Northeastern State in Week 2. Both of these teams are looking for their first win of the fall. Missouri Southern scores on their second possession of the game, a 1-yard run for Nathan Glades. It's 6-0 Lions in the first quarter. We'll have the latest from this one right here at 10. The NEO Golden Norsemen are off to a 2-0 start this season. Those first 2 wins have come against non-conference opponents. Now the Norsemen open Southwest Conference play today with a tough one against Kilgore. The Rangers enter the weekend ranked 6th in the nation. Kilgore in the first, Laravian Elia throws it up to Kadadrian Johnson. He turns and runs with it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. 6-0 Rangers. NEO ball now in the first. Kendall Dolby takes a handoff. Ball gets loose. Vincent Page picks it up, takes it to the end zone for a defensive touchdown. Not a great start for NEO. They're down 13. Kilgore now looks to hand it off, but Frederick Greenhoward comes through with a big hit for a loss of yards. And Cole Thompson, punter for NEO, plenty of work today. But check this out. Big punt, gets a big hop. Norsemen down it at the 1, but nothing going today on offense. Kilgore gets the shutout win, 41-0. In the Jayhawk Conference, it's rivalry night for Independence and Coffeyville. The teams meet tonight in Coffeyville. The Red Ravens are 2-0 coming in and ranked 11th in the country, while the Pirates try for their first win of the season. This one starts at 7 o'clock, and we'll have highlights right here at 10. A pair of former Big 12 rivals meet this afternoon in Manhattan. The Kansas State Wildcats host the Missouri Tigers today in their first meeting in 11 years. This is the 98th all-time meeting between the teams, though. First quarter, Deuce Vaughn gets in for 1-yard score. Kansas State up 7-3. Next K-State drive, Adrian Martinez keeps it, gets in from 16 yards out, pushes the Wildcats' lead to double digits. Second quarter, off the Missouri punt here, Phillip Brooks fields it, breaks one tackle, then follows his blockers down the field. Eventually, he takes it 75 yards to the house. K-State starts to pull away. Now back to Deuce Vaughn. He carries it 24 times for 145 yards and 2 scores today. Kansas State dominates Mizzou all day long, winning 42-12. The Oklahoma Sooners are on the field this evening for a non-conference matchup against Kent State. The Sooners are ranked 7th in the nation after winning their season opener over UTEP. This one just getting started, no score in the first. Today is tournament day for Frontenac High School volleyball. The Raiders host a 9-team tournament this afternoon, including teams from both Kansas and Missouri. In pool play today, Frontenac up against CNC rival Columbus. First set, Aubrey Saporito sets up Katie Simpson for the kill. Titans down by 1. It stays neck and neck the whole way through. Kendall Matlock to Kelby Burke puts it just out of reach. Raiders take set 1, 26-24. Mia Brown really good in the match. She gets set up, crushes it to the far side. Raiders start to pull away. Off the serve here, it's a great get, and Brown finds the open court and buries it. Frontenac wins set 2, 25-17, and sweeps Columbus 2-0.
What I believe to be a super underrated sport in volleyball. Love watching highlights from it.
Definitely really fun to watch. I love beach volleyball in the Olympics too.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be right back after this. County, and a lane reduction is happening in McDonald County. All that and a lot more tonight on your KOAM News at 10. Before you go, check this out. A large black bear is helping itself to some cupcakes. Laura Durst was having a party for her 2-year-old son when the grisly creature popped up behind a guest and sniffed her. She says, of course, that she panicked. Half of the adults grabbed the children and took them into the garage, as you'd imagine, and some guests got into their cars and honked their horns. Others continued yelling at the bear, I don't know why you do that, to try and scare it away, but the bear remained unfazed. It made its way to the dessert table and began snacking some more. Durst says they ended up waiting it out in the house.
He's no dummy.
Man. Oh.
That is terrifying. He looks so gentle, just eating away, but truly terrifying.
Yeah. What's terrifying is this temperature forecast that we have. Unfortunately, we're going the wrong direction for fall. A little bit of taste of fall over the next couple of days, but then summer comes right back with a vengeance as we head towards next week. So hopefully fall is going to be occurring after that, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, I see lots of 90s on there.
Lots of 90s.
And we're in September now.
I know.
I'm not digging it.
Nope.
So MSSU defense played really well last week against number 11 Nebraska Kearney. Hopefully they continue that tonight. What do you have for us?
Yeah, they forced a few punts already. We'll have the latest at that at 10. Also, Coffeyville and Independence going on right now, so we'll have some updates if you tune in at 10.
Absolutely. And that's our time for now. Remember, we're always on at KOAMNewsNow.com and with our KOAM News Now app. Thanks for making us part of your night, and we'll see you later here at 10.